We are here with Mike today, who just finished my VIP private blood sugar mastery program. And so thank you, Mike, for sharing, being willing to come today and share your experience with everybody.
It's a pleasure being here.
Sure. So how long have you had type 1, Mike?
Let's see, about 34 years.
34 years. Okay.
Yes.
You just finished my intensive program. And before we get into how the program was for you, what were the struggles that you were having before you started the program?
The one of the major struggles that I was dealing with is actually trying to set up my pump a certain way to in order to get it to work and function and get a flat line. I had a lot of peaks and valleys, and that's really basically why I was drawn to your course is just to get that knowledge and just to have an idea of what other people were doing, and maybe I was doing something wrong, and apparently I was. So, and here we are.
And here we are. Okay. So you and I had that free intro call, which is what I do with everybody when they're starting. And what made you decide with all the resources out there, what made you to decide to work with me and do this program?
I think it's your personality. I think it's your knowledge. I think it's the background you have, how long you have been diabetic, the fact that you are diabetic, and we've had some great conversations. So it worked out really well. So I knew you were a great fit from the beginning.
Awesome. Yeah, it's definitely been fun. I've loved working with you too, Mike. What are the top things that really move the needle for you that you learned in the program? What the biggest things that made a difference for you?
I think the biggest thing was a few settings of my pump made a big difference. Um, that was obviously the driving force why I joined your course, but there was a lot of other things, the little nooks and crannies and golden nuggets that you will that you spoke about that I really didn't know existed, and that was an eye opener for me.
I'm glad that you shared that for everybody. People that are watching this are considering working with me. And I'm so glad that you shared that because a lot of times people think they've had type 1 so long that they already know everything. But
Mm-mm.
the reason why we're still struggling for at least so many is that there's so much out there that people haven't learned. And that's definitely something universal. When people work with me, they're like, wow, I can't believe I've had type
Yeah,
1 so long and I never knew that. So
yeah,
I'm glad that you just mentioned
yeah.
that. What surprised you the most about the program, if any?
Um, I think what really surprised me the most is I think I established a friendship,
Yeah.
a long distance friendship. So
Oh,
that I think that to me is it's important to build friendships that have we have a lot of things in common,
yes,
obviously. So and I think that's really one reason why it really worked out so well for us.
that's
Yeah.
awesome, Mike. And that I'm so glad that that came through because I truly care about type ones and helping people. And the community aspect, the connection aspect is another reason why when people are considering working with me, I will tell them, I said, do you have any type ones that you regularly connect with? And they say no. And that can feel super lonely, right?
It
When
is.
we just even as most endos aren't type 1 and they're
Mhm.
supposed to be the one that understands the most, but there is that beautiful bond when
Yeah.
we both walk this walk.
Absolutely, I agree with you. Your endocrinologist is a great resource, but they don't know everything because they're generalists of the internal organs, but they don't specialize in a specific, you know,
Sure.
type one because
Sure.
obviously you just said they do not have it.
Yeah.
When you deal with somebody who has it and who lives it on a daily basis, 365, this is this is not just a disease. This is a second job or a third or fourth job.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the way I looked at it. I have so many hats that I put on.
Yeah.
And obviously diabetes is the number one hat because it's there all the time. And you're right. You have this disease so long, you think you know everything, but you don't. Even when you do go through courses, and I have gone through courses in the previous few decades, that I've actually picked up little nuggets, but over time you forget about those little nuggets, and now they're coming back to reality or fruition. You're starting to hear different things that that you forgot. And of course, a lot of things that you have gained, and I've gained a lot through this course.
Cool. And how are your blood sugars now?
Fantastic. 114 and steady.
I love to hear that. I love to hear that for
Yep.
not only the just the excitement of it, but the whole physical health of your body is celebrating, right? All the
Mhm.
ups and downs and the 180s and the 200s and the higher or the 10 millimole and higher are so damaging to our precious bodies. And I have a lot of compassion for all of us because our bodies have been through so much. And so it's a celebration on so many levels to have healthy, almost non-diabetic blood sugar levels.
Yep.
Yeah. And of
Absolutely.
course, nothing's perfect. I mean, it's I know your
Mm-mm.
mind isn't 114 flat 24 hours a day either, nor is mine, right?
Nope. Nope. Not it.
So I
You're
don't want to
right.
set an unfair expectation either. So, well, I'm so glad to hear that, Mike. On the last question is, so for people that are watching this, they're considering working with me. What would you say to someone who's considering doing this program?
Don't hesitate. Take the program. You'll learn a lot. Um, you take the time. You're on time. Your prompts are right there. So you're only an email away. And now that I know that, I can always ping you,
Yep,
see
you
what's going
can.
on. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, Mike, it is such a blessing that you found me and that we got to work together. And I honor you for making the investment in this program and the time. So, and applying everything you learned. So
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Thank you for putting this program together. Thank you.
Yeah. So for anybody that's considering, all you need to do is just go to my website, click on work with me. You'll fill out the application, and then you'll be contacted to schedule a free intro call, and we'll see if we're a good fit. So here's to having a long and healthy life with type 1. Thank you so much for taking the time to share your experience, Mike. It's super helpful.
You're welcome.